Hello students, welcome back to the Misostudy.com, and in this session we are again discussing important question from the NEET Biology, and in this session we are going to discuss the chapter that is Digestion and Absorption, that is again from the 11th standard. Let's start the session and discuss the question one by one. The first question from Digestion and Absorption is: identify the correctly matched structure and its secretion. A. Brunner's gland, salivary amylase. B. Intestinal mucosa, insulin. C. Gallbladder bile. D. Salivary gland and lysozyme. When we discuss about the solution for the question is the Brunner's gland secrete a little enzyme and mucus secrete a little enzyme and mucus. These mucus help to protect the duodenal wall from getting digested. Intestinal mucosa has the peculiar types of cell that is also known as a goblet cells. Which generally secretes the mucus. They generally secrete the mucus along with secretion of brush border cells of mucosa that generally constitute the intestinal juice, In this, insulin is secreted by the endocrine portion of pancreas. Along with that, bile is secreted from liver, and it is generally stored in gallbladder. When we discuss about these lysozymes, it generally present in the saliva, and here they act as antibacterial agents that generally help to prevent the various infections. So according to the discussion, the right answer for the question is option D. Let's mark the right one in the option. Option D generally includes the salivary glands, that is includes the lysozyme. So this is the only option that is correctly matched given in the option. Rest all three are the incorrectly matched. So the right answer for the question is option D. Let's discuss the next question. The next question is Augustantic cell produces A. Pepsine, B. HCl, C. Trypsin, D. Renin. When we discuss about augustantic cells, it is also known as a parietal cells. So in NEET, the question is asked from any name, either augustantic or the parietal cells. These are the large and most numerous present on the sides of gastric glands. These are present on the sides of the gastric glands. They generally secrete, these are generally secretes the HCl, which is further known as a hydrochloric acid, and the next thing they secrete is castle intrinsic factor. Out of the two, the first is, that is hydrochloric acid, serves as many functions, or also help in the many function. Like the first one is it kills harmful bacteria. Next is it provides acidic medium. Acidic medium provide in the stomach. That acidic medium help in the gastric digestion. That helps in the gastric digestion. That gastric digestion includes the changes of pepsinogen, into pepsine and prorenin. These prorenin is also convert from the renin, that is the activate form. Prorenin into the renin. They convert pepsinogen into the pepsine and prorenin to the renin. That generally work for soften the food and made readily available for enzyme action. It also stops the action of salivary amylase. That salivary amylase action start in the mouth, that is in the tongue, and also help to soften the food and also help in chewing the food and convert their larger compound or a molecule into the smaller one. So according to the discussion, the right answer for the question is option B. Option B is the right one in this case. Let's mark the right one. That is the HCl. So augustantic cell, that is also known as a parietal cells, produces HCl in the body. The next question which we are going to discuss is about two friends are eating together on a dining table. One of them suddenly starts coughing while swallowing some food. This coughing could have been due to improper movement of A. epiglottis, B. diaphragm, C. neck, and D. tongue. When we discuss about the topic, the coughing would have due to the improper movement of epiglottis. These epiglottis is present in laryngopharynx, which is the lowest part of pharynx. These laryngopharynx possesses two apertures. That is, first one is anterior slit-like glottis, and the next one is posterior gullet. When we discuss about glottis lead into trachea, or also known as a windpipe, which is generally closed by the bilobed leaf-like cartilage. Which is also known as a epiglottis. What we discussed so far, the one friend who generally face the coughing, that is because of improper movement of epiglottis. Now what is epiglottis? Epiglottis is also known as a laryngopharynx, or present in the laryngopharynx. Laryngopharynx is the lowest part of the pharynx that generally possess the two kinds of a slit. First is the anterior slit-like glottis, and next is the posterior gullet. Glottis lead to the trachea or the windpipe that is covered and bounded by the bilobed leaf-like cartilage, that is also known as a epiglottis. These epiglottis help during the swallowing of food bolus. Help in the swallowing of food bolus. Hence during eating one suddenly cough due to open of epiglottis and enter of some food particles in their trachea. So why one is facing cough? Because during eating one may suddenly cough due to the opening of epiglottis, that due to which the movements of some food particles enter into the trachea. So according to the discussion, the right answer for the question is option A. Let's take the right one in the options, that is A. Why A is known as that is epiglottis is a bilobed leaf-like cartilage that generally cover the food when we having some food enter the or prohibited the food enter in the food pipe or the trachea, windpipe or the trachea. So one of the friend facing cough because of the entry of some food particle in the trachea, that is a windpipe. That's why because of improper movement of epiglottis one facing the coughing stage. The next question which we are going to discuss from the digestion and absorption is, which of the following statement is correct? Argentafline cells produce serotonin. B. Villikinin is secreted by large intestine. C. In chlosis, deficient nutrient is nicotinamide. D. Bleeding diseases occur due to deficiency of vitamin A. The solution for the question is, first we discuss about argentafline cells. These are one of rounded or flattened, that is the partly flattened cells that is occurring in the lining tissue of digestive tract. Lining tissue of digestive tract that generally contain granules. These is thought to have a secretory in function. Whom supposed to have a secretory in function? That is basically that granules possessed to secrete or possessing the secretory in functions. The epithelial cells throughout the digestive tract are most concentrated in small intestine and appendix. When we discuss about the cells, the argentafline cells, the cells are located randomly within mucous membrane that generally possess the lining of intestine and tube-like depressions where the peculiar glands are present, that is Lieberkuchen glands are present. These granules contain a chemical that is also known as a serotonin. Serotonin is what? These are the chemicals that secretes by the granules that are present in the Lieberkuchen glands. The function that is believed from the serotonin is that serotonin diffuses out of argentafline cells into the wall of digestive tract. Where neurons are leading to the muscles, where they stimulate to produce wave-like contractions wave-like contractions, that is also known as a, that wave-like contraction is also known as a peristalsis, and or we can say the peristaltic movement. The peristalsis or the peristaltic movement, are, because of that, they encourage the passage of food, substances through the intestinal tract. So what is argentaffin cells? Argentaffin cells is the secreted, or we can say present in the Leiberkuchen glands, due to which granules are present. These depression include some kind of granules that generally secrete a peculiar type of chemicals, that is serotonin. These serotonin cells attached with the argentaffin cells, that is present in the walls of digestive tract, that generally help the movement of food through the peristalsis. Peristalsis is what? Wave-like contraction through which food is passing through or within, or we can say from upward to downward in the alimentary canal. Peristalsis is also known as a peristaltic movement. So the end of the discussion, the right answer for the question is option A. Option A is the right one in this case. Let's mark the right answer in the case, that is option A. The argentaffin cells produce serotonin is the right one in this case. Let's move on to the next question from digestion and absorption. That is, select the correct enzyme substrate pair. Option A, lipase, carbohydrate, B, maltase, lactose, C, renin, casein, and D, amylase and protein. We have to check out the correct enzyme substrate as given in the option. Out of the 4 options, we all know that renin hydrolyzes the casein into paracasein, and paracasein, that is due to the presence of HCl and calcium. These are present in stomach, leading to milk coagulation. Out of these, casein is converted into what? Paracasein. Paracasein is helpful in the milk coagulation. Casein is converted into the paracasein in the presence of HCl as the hydrochloric acid, and next it requires the enzyme, that is renin. Paracasein is converted and follows the milk coagulation, that is due to the presence of calcium. HCl is hydrochloric acid. So according to the discussion, the right answer for the question is option C. Option C is the right one in this case. Let's mark the right one in the option, that is option C. Select the correct enzyme pair, that is renin and casein is the right one in the given option. So student, this is all about the digestion and absorption. Hope student you like the session. For such more videos and sessions, stay tuned with the Misostudy. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay home. Thank you very much.